Okay, first off, let me give you a warning that there will be spoilers for the Acolyte Season 1, Episode 3. Now, with that out of the way, let's get on with it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and talk about the haters or the grifters or anything like that. Frankly, it's getting old and boring, and that's not what my channel's about. What I'm about is talking about the stories of Star Wars, how they play out, what they're like, what they relate to, some theories, and that sort of thing. The rest of it, I don't care. It's just social awkwardness, and I don't need to be involved in that. I also don't want to talk about whether or not I liked a show or disliked it or anything like that because, like I said, this is about the story. It isn't about my personal feelings for it. It's just telling you guys what the story's like and what it can compare to and deeper dives into it. Okay? Understood? All right. We are going to get into Mother Coral here in just a moment, but before I do, let's hear a quick word from our sponsor. And that sponsor is me. Yeah, I pay for the stuff around here. I don't accept money from other people to pay for this channel other than, the usual YouTube algorithm and memberships and Patreon and stuff like that. But I don't accept money from corporations and people saying they want to sponsor my channel. Instead, I get sponsored by people like you who say you want to be a sponsor but don't want to give me anything. All you have to say is down below is tell everybody, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, and like the video. And say you want to be a sponsor. That's all you got to do. And I will shout you out in the next video. All right, so let's get on with it. Let's talk about The Acolyte, Season 1, Episode 3. Now, this reminded me a lot of the Night Sisters of Dathomir. Witches. Female witches. And that sort of thing. Yeah, it was kind of neat to see somebody different in the Star Wars galaxy that doesn't hold the same ideals as a Jedi or Sith. And yes, I know the Night Sisters of Dathomir were not technically Force users, but used magic. But it's a huge galaxy, and there are so many things that people could portray as what they believe in is the Force. Much like modern religion, and I don't like bringing religion into anything, but look at Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. They all believe in the same God. They just have different ways of showing it. And much can be said for a galaxy of billions and billions of people. They all feel the same force, but call it something different and use it in a different way. Now, I do have questions about this episode, and I'll get into that in just a little bit. But the biggest takeaway I have from these witches is they are different than the Night Sisters of Dathomir, whereas Mother Talzin wanted to at least get her foot in the door of the Sith hierarchy and possibly become a Sith herself, where these witches want nothing to do with the rest of the Republic. They want to be left alone to practice what they practice on their own. Kind of a cult-like thing, I guess. I don't know. Creating children, putting them through this. I don't know. But they were a little bit accepting of Osha wanting to join the Jedi Order, so maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But that brings me to Mother Coral, who is shown in my thumbnail. Sorry it took me so long to get to her, but, there's a lot of stuff going on in this episode. Mother Coral, she's confusing me like crazy. Why does she have the Mandalorian heart, or Iron Heart, tattooed on her forehead? Are we going to get into that, or is it just some design flaw that we see in the show? Hey, this is a cool Star Wars symbol. Let's put that on her forehead. Nah, it's not for everybody. It's for Mandalorians with bravery, warriors, that sort of thing. So, yeah, I didn't really understand that. But look at her eyes. They're yellow. Sith eyes. And if she is a Zabrak, which I'm questioning because of her pointy ears, then why does she have yellow eyes? Zabraks are not born with yellow eyes most of the time. These are the eyes of a Sith or a dark side user or a bad Force user, as we can call it, I guess. And that leads me to believe that Coral is possibly the Sith Lord we see in episode 1 or 2. I forget which one it was. So now that leaves me with 3 possibilities as to who that person is. Well, let's say 4 possibilities. The first possibility is the dude in the little store I forget what his name is, like Keeley or something. I don't know. That's how memorable he is. But it's possibly him. He's acting awful fishy, ready to throw somebody under the bus any moment. So possibly he's the Sith Lord. Then there's the Yord, possibly a Sith Lord. But I don't know. He just acts a little too good, doesn't he? But then there's Mother Coral, who is my top candidate for the Sith Lord. Yes, she has a man's voice in the armor, but also we know that helmets can change voices. Darth Vader did not sound anything like Anakin Skywalker. So we know they can change their voices. Why not? Kind of makes sense. Make a lady the bad guy this time. Now it also makes sense that we didn't see her body when the temple collapsed and caught on fire. Stone catching on fire. I don't know, maybe that stone was made of hay and wood or something crushed together. Could be, I guess. But we did not see Mother Coral's body. And they made it a point for Osha to stop by her other mother after she saw her laying there lifeless. But we didn't see her stop by Mother Coral, did we? Nope, she was absent. So, that's my theory on that. Now let's get to the other questions I have about this episode. Okay, so all this happened with Torben Kanaka, or Kolbasa, or whatever his name is, Indara and Sol being on this planet, and May starts a fire and kills all the witches. Well, why are the witches dead in a circle? Why is there some kind of malfunction in their electrical system? Seems like somebody else did this. And then we have to ask ourselves, why did Torben kill himself over May killing the witches? A Jedi taking his own life because of something that was out of his control. That makes no sense. So the only thing I can think of is that Torben has been under that spell that Coral put him under when he first approached them. That for 16 years he'd been under it, and that he was tired of being under that spell and took his own life at the first opportune moment. That maybe this meditation he was stuck in for 10 years wasn't of his own doing. That maybe that trance was broken once the dark side daughter of Coral approached. It's just a thought. But back to the bodies all laying around in the center of the fortress. Seems like somebody else had a hand in that. And if Torben was not in that state because of being forced into it, because of the spell he was under, then maybe he had something to do with it. Which I think that would hurt the lore of the Jedi if they destroyed innocent people like that. So I don't really think that's the case. But I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. And once again, if you want to be a sponsor of this channel, all you have to do is say so. Tell people to hit the subscribe button, like the video, and leave a comment. And not send me any money. Don't send me money. Please. You guys need your money. And I mean that. You guys do need it. Times are tough right now with the economy, and I don't want to get into that. But until the next video, this is Gerald, a Star Wars fanatic, signing off. Wishing you all great health, happiness, and peace. Thank you all for watching, and remember, this is the way.